The world watches with bated breath. Tensions have reached a boiling point between Pakistan and Israel. A volatile mix of religious and political differences has brought them to the brink. This hypothetical scenario demands examination. The potential consequences are too grave to ignore. We must delve into their military strengths and weaknesses. Pakistan's large army contrasts with Israel's air superiority. The nuclear dimension adds complexity. Both nations possess devastating firepower. The international community cannot be bystanders. The potential for escalation is immense. Pakistan's ties to China could draw in other players. Israel could trigger American involvement. The ripple effect would be felt globally. Understanding this scenario underscores the need for diplomacy. The path to peace is the only path worth taking. The alternative is too grim to contemplate. Pakistan and Israel possess distinct military strengths, making a hypothetical war a complex equation of contrasting forces. Pakistan boasts a large, battle-hardened army, experienced in conventional warfare and counterinsurgency operations. Its sheer manpower and significant tank divisions give it an edge in a ground war scenario. Israel, however, counters with technological superiority, particularly in its air force. The Israeli Air Force, considered one of the most advanced globally, possesses sophisticated fighter jets, drones, and missile defense systems. This technological edge gives Israel an advantage in air combat and strategic strikes. Pakistan's trump card remains its nuclear arsenal, believed to be larger than Israel's. This nuclear capability, while a deterrent, adds a terrifying dimension to the equation, raising the stakes of any conflict to an unimaginable level. Israel, known for its intelligence gathering and covert operations, could potentially neutralize some of Pakistan's nuclear threat. However, the risk of miscalculation or escalation remains high, making any preemptive strike a gamble with catastrophic consequences. The sobering reality of a Pakistan-Israel war is the potential for nuclear escalation. Both nations possess nuclear weapons, making this hypothetical conflict a threat that extends far beyond their borders. The use of even a single nuclear device would have devastating humanitarian consequences. The immediate impact zone would witness unimaginable destruction and loss of life. However, the repercussions would not be confined to the region. Radioactive fallout could spread across continents, contaminating air, water, and land. The global economy would be thrown into turmoil. Beyond the immediate physical damage, the psychological impact of a nuclear detonation would be profound. The world would be irrevocably changed, living under the shadow of potential annihilation. The fragile fabric of international security would be shattered, potentially triggering further conflicts. Therefore, the nuclear dimension of this hypothetical war demands utmost attention. The international community must work tirelessly to prevent such a scenario. Diplomacy, dialogue, and de-escalation are not just options, but imperatives for global survival. Section 4. Shifting Sands of Alliances. Who stands with whom? In a hypothetical war between Pakistan and Israel, the international chessboard would become a complex web of alliances and rivalries. Pakistan, with its close ties to China, could potentially draw Beijing into the conflict. China's growing military might and economic influence would significantly alter the balance of power. Israel, a steadfast U.S. ally, would undoubtedly seek American support. The United States, with its global military reach and political clout, would face immense pressure to intervene. However, American involvement could escalate the conflict, drawing in other regional players. Russia, a traditional ally of India and a growing force in the Middle East, would be another crucial player. Moscow's stance, whether it chooses to support one side or remain neutral, would have significant implications for the conflict's trajectory. The Arab world, already grappling with internal divisions, would be further polarized. While some Arab states might side with Pakistan, others, particularly those with burgeoning ties with Israel, might remain neutral or even offer covert support. Section 5. The digital battlefield, cyber warfare and its implications. In a modern conflict, the battle space extends beyond physical borders and into the digital realm. Both Pakistan and Israel possess sophisticated cyber capabilities, making cyber warfare a crucial aspect of any hypothetical war between them. Cyber attacks could cripple critical infrastructure, disrupt communication networks, and sow chaos among civilian populations. Pakistan, with its growing cyber army, could target Israel's financial institutions, power grids, and military communication systems. Such attacks could disrupt daily life in Israel, causing widespread panic and economic damage. Israel, considered a cyber powerhouse, could retaliate with equal or greater force. Cyber attacks on Pakistan's critical infrastructure, such as its dams, power plants, and transportation networks, could cripple the country's economy and create humanitarian crises. The digital battlefield also raises concerns about misinformation and propaganda. Both sides could use social media and other online platforms to spread disinformation, incite hatred, and influence public opinion, both domestically and internationally. Section 6. Predicting the unpredictable possible outcomes of war. Predicting a war between Pakistan and Israel is complex. Factors include initial aggression, nuclear weapons, and external powers. Israel's air power could give it an advantage. Pakistan's larger army could make victory difficult. A protracted conflict could destabilize the region. Nuclear weapons would have catastrophic consequences. The international community must prevent this. Section 7. The path forward. Diplomacy over destruction. The hypothetical scenario of a war between Pakistan and Israel, while alarming, underscores a crucial point. The path forward must be paved with diplomacy, not destruction. The international community has a moral imperative to prevent such a conflict and work towards a peaceful resolution. Dialogue, though challenging, is the only way to address the root causes of the tensions between Pakistan and Israel. Open and honest communication channels must be established to foster understanding and build trust. International organizations, such as the United Nations, should play a more active role in mediating disputes and facilitating negotiations. Furthermore, economic cooperation and cultural exchanges can help bridge the divide between these nations. By fostering people-to-people contact, promoting trade, and encouraging collaboration in areas of mutual interest, we can build bridges of understanding and reduce the likelihood of conflict. Ultimately, the responsibility to choose peace over war rests with the leaders of Pakistan and Israel. They must prioritize the well-being of their people and the future of their nations over short-term political gains or ideological differences. The world is watching, hoping that wisdom and reason will prevail.